in McCarthy Quad, where the Gloduation Carnival is happening for Grad Week.
How much does it cost to graduate from USC? We'll break down the price of sashes, regalia, and grad photos.
And we'll introduce you to the 3 students speaking at graduation ceremonies. See It Live starts now.
Tonight, our show is all about the end of the school year and graduation events. Hi, I'm Clarissa Cuenca.
And I'm Vincent DeMonte. USC is getting ready to celebrate its graduates with over 100 commencement events in just 4 days. Dylan, what's going on at McCarthy Quad?
Yeah, the Gloduation Carnival is happening in McCarthy Quad. It's the last social event of the academic year, and it's tonight from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. There's going to be games, photo booths. There's a couple of rides. There's a swing right across from me, directly across from me, and behind my right shoulder, there will be a gigantic Ferris wheel. There's also a couple of food trucks as well. If you like New York-style pizza, you won't be able to miss this because it is gigantic here in McCarthy Quad. The carnival is a part of many events that have been happening for Grad Week. And speaking about events, the main graduation ceremony will take place in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum for the first time since 2021. One of the organizers highlighted what students should expect from the ceremony.
So they should expect all of the incredible pomp and circumstance that we used to have when it was in Alumni Park. All the regalia and the processionals and the flags and the speeches will all be there in the same way. Plus a few more surprises, that things that we might integrate that we've done last year, for instance, that you'll see there. We haven't announced any of those yet, but they'll be surprised by some incredible new things that'll happen as part of it.
Some notable commencement speakers include actress and activist Jane Fonda for Annenberg, rapper Snoop Dogg for Marshall, Condé Nast CEO Roger Lynch for Dornsife, which the company owns Vogue, Vanity Fair, and other magazines, and filmmaker John M. Chu will be the main commencement speaker. Chu was scheduled to be the speaker for last year's main ceremony before it was canceled due to safety concerns. Before 2021, the main ceremony hasn't taken place in the Memorial Coliseum in over 70 years. The reason why it's taking place this year? Well, there's around 65,000 attendees, according to USC. Tickets can be reserved through the students' portal, up to 10 tickets for the main ceremony and their own school ceremony, but tickets cannot be bought for any graduation ceremony. The student speaker has been selected for the main commencement ceremony, but it has not been announced yet, so stay tuned because that will be announced soon. For Annenberg Media, I'm Dylan Luden, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Dylan. The USC Marshall School of Business will have 3 student speakers at this year's commencement ceremony. Here's a little bit more about each of them. Drew Lydell will be graduating with a bachelor's in business administration with an emphasis on leadership and innovation. Jonathan Denil will be graduating with a master's in business administration. And the third Marshall speaker will be Sydney Kim, who is graduating with a master's in accounting.
To be on this stage now has truly been an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm so excited, and I'm just so grateful for all the people that have thrown their support around me, helping me prepare, helping me practice, giving me feedback. Just so many people have thrown their complete support around me, and I think that's been the most special part of this experience is just the communal aspect of it and just how many people I feel have supported me and will be on that stage with me on the commencement day.
It was an incredible, emotional experience, and I just am really proud, and I feel really grateful to represent USC in this way. USC really has prepared us in an incredible way to have diverse ways of thinking, to be flexible, to be adaptable, and really lean on the Trojan network.
It is a really big honor to be able to speak on behalf of the class. I've spent such a long year with them that went by so fast. We spent so much time together that it is really such a happy moment, and I'm honored to talk about our experience.
These students went through a rigorous application process. They submitted their speech and writing, were interviewed by the selection committee, and then had to present their speeches. The provost selected these 3 finalists.
Thank you.
They will have some tough competition up there on that stage, though. The main stage speaker is Snoop Dogg.
Well, speaking of post-graduation plans, let's talk about what it costs to graduate. Annenberg Media's Payton May is here now with a look at that investment.
After hundreds of thousands of dollars paid in tuition, meal plans, and housing, the only thing left for graduates to do is walk. Or that's what they thought. Pictures, sashes, and other memorabilia add up quick. not to mention the cost of hotel rooms, dinner reservations, and flights for Trojan families.
I think we're paying just under $3,000 just for hotel rooms, and then to fly across the country for, 4 of us is another couple $1,000s.
Graduates are required to wear caps and gowns for their ceremony, but even renting them costs upwards of $90. Blank grad sashes like this one cost just $55, but most students choose to customize theirs, adding things like their academic school, clubs, and other involvements on campus. With each extra patch costing $20, though, a fully decorated sash can run you over $200.
I think it's really special that we have that tradition, but it's just a very costly tradition.
I think it was roughly around $300, and that was cheaper because I didn't do it at the bookstore. I got it done at like another shop in a different part of LA. So that was the cheapest I could find.
Adding pictures on top of that is another couple $100.
So I usually charge around $150 for the entire session. I know it's on the cheaper side because I know photographers who charge like $1,000 for the entire session.
Families of 4 can expect to pay at least $1,500 for the weekend, not to mention other expenses like graduation trips, parties, and announcements. But many Trojans and their families feel like it's worth it.
I think we look at it, it's the last hurrah. We want to celebrate all the hard work that, Jason, our son, has put in. And so we're excited to do it and be with all of his friends. So we try not to agonize over it.
The sash is a really good emblem of your journey here. And if there was one gift I wanted to give myself,
it might be worth it, but the class of 2026 should start saving now.
Yeah, well, we are here joined at the desk with Payton. Payton, graduation seems pretty expensive. And as a senior yourself, what do you make of all these extra charges?
Honestly, I agreed with a lot of the people that I talked to, which is, of course, it's expensive. I wish I didn't have to pay for a cap and a gown, which is required to wear.
For sure.
But it feels worth it, right? This is such a special moment in our life, and it's the last time that we get to do something like this. So for me, it was really worth it to kind of splurge, get my sash decorated the way I wanted to, and, graduate the way that I wanted to.
And Payton, although it was expensive, what was your favorite addition to that sash?
Honestly, that's a really hard question. I obviously have Annenberg Media on my sash, which has been a really special part of my time here at USC. And I've been involved all 4 years, so that was definitely one of my favorite patches that I put on there.
Yeah, well, definitely have to agree with that one. But
yes.
Thank you so much for coming to sit here at the desk and talk about your package, Payton.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. Well, finding a job after graduation has always been challenging. But according to USC Dorns Life Career Services, this year it might be even harder.
I would definitely say that this year is unique in that there have been a lot of concerns when it comes to jobs and job placement. I have heard rumors from students. Students have told me that they've even had certain offers for internships or even jobs rescinded, where they had something secured and now they no longer do.
The USC Career Center collects data of its graduating student body each year. This includes future employment plans, whether students will be continuing their education, and where they are working. USC Career Services also keeps tabs on what kind of job students get. The top 3 are finance at 16.5%, consulting at 9.2%, and marketing and PR at 7.1%. Members of the USC Global Investment Society note that more people are becoming interested in the finance world.
This semester we actually had the record applications for the Global Investment Society, and we actually saw more applicants coming from non-Marshall majors. So a lot of people that are studying engineering or architecture actually want to learn more about finance and how they can bring their skill set into that world. The one drawback about this entire industry and recruiting process is that it happens so early. And so if you're a freshman, sophomore, and you're trying to learn about what career you want to go into, if you want to do finance, you have to do it very early. And I think that cuts off a lot of creativity that you could be doing instead and looking for what you're actually passionate about.
Yeah, I've definitely seen an increase. There are lots of people who reach out within the first few weeks or months of being a freshman at USC who know they're interested in finance and investment banking specifically, which I'm honestly a little surprised by because that wasn't the case with me.
If you're curious about where USC grads have landed jobs, you can visit the USC Career Center website at careers.usc.edu.
Life after graduation can be frightening for many students. But for undocumented students, their future may be more uncertain. The Dream.us is an organization formed to help immigrant youth fulfill their career dreams.
Our dreamers no longer have work authorization through programs like DACA and TPS. Unfortunately, their opportunities can be a bit more limited, and their opportunities are entrepreneurial in nature. Anyone, regardless of status and regardless of background, can become entrepreneurs in this country. They can start their own business, they can do independent contracting, they can do freelancing.
An organization aiding undocumented students called Immigrants United provides tips that can help grads get started as independent contractors or freelancers, develop an entrepreneurial mindset, understand contracting and freelancing, learn marketing and promotion strategies, learn how to access financial capital, and stay on top of filing and paying taxes. For more information on entrepreneurship after graduation, visit thedream.us.
And for those seniors still wondering what's next, Annenberg's mental health counselor, Dr. Kelly Greco, sat down with reporter Daniela Lake to help calm some Trojans' nerves.
Thank you for being here with me, Dr. Greco.
Thanks for having me. Honored to be here.
So my first question is, what are some of the common mental health challenges you see graduating students face?
I think in terms of the first thing that comes to mind is anxiety and stress. And what happens is tolerating the uncertainty is probably, to me, the most difficult, right? Things don't happen on my time. I don't have a job by the date of graduation, or I may not have leads. And so sitting with that uncertainty is difficult. So that causes stress, but that's part of life. And I always tell students that's a life skill that we all need to master and practice. So it gives us opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm. And so you mentioned stress when it comes to, getting a job. That's a major part of some of the mental health challenges when graduating. What's some advice for dealing with job rejection and also dealing with that pressure to get an amazing job immediately?
I think in terms of, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is when you say amazing, is that we have these expectations and that can get us into trouble, right? So it's more of going with the flow, what's, coming towards me, what's opportunities. So being open and flexible about what that looks like. So something that may be amazing may not look like what I think it should look like. So that gets us stuck. I think the other thing too is I always say the saying, and I know it's a common saying of, if one door closes, knock on another one. So that's about grit and about perseverance and really following my passions and goals. So keep knocking on doors. And the last thing that I see that is so important is don't personalize it. We all get rejected. We all have doors close on us, but it's how we respond to it that's really important.
Dr. Greco also recommended a few resources. USC offers 24/7 mental health support for emergencies. Students can dial 213-740-9355 to book an appointment with Dr. Greco or any of USC's counselors. Visit your MySHR portal. Dr. Greco also recommends students download both the Nod and Mindful USC apps. Nod is a student-built app that partners with USC and other college campuses to help students take care of their mental health.
Time now for the lightning round, when we take a minute to bring you some of the top stories that fall outside the theme of today's show. The USC freshman who allegedly pointed a gun at another student at Parkside International Residential College is now facing felony charges. Mayor Curran spoke on campus at an event commemorating World Trade Week 2025. She addressed how Trump's tariffs will impact the California economy. Trump demoted U.S. National Security Advisor Michael Waltz and named him ambassador to the United Nations. The reshuffling comes weeks after the so-called Signalgate debacle when he added a journalist to a non-secure group chat about missile strikes. The traditional May Day marches for labor rights turned into anti-Trump protests as thousands rallied in cities across the country. That's our roundup for the day and the final lightning round of the year. Thanks for tuning in each week.
Just ahead, graduating seniors tell us what advice they'd give to new students. See how students and educators celebrated the power of speaking your mind, all part of Mental Health Awareness Month. And an end-of-year arts send-off, showcasing senior Trojan filmmakers just ahead.
USG election season has kicked off.
They have a huge game on Thursday, right?
Huge.
Prior to that, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
And a warning tonight about a massive storm heading our way.
We're live here at the Galen Center.
What would y'all do if you had $2.5 million?
Music, art, and women empowerment.
And she put her stamp on Big Ten history.
Those are men swimming like fish.
Thanks for watching.
Annenberg TV News.
You never miss an episode.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
So, live from the Halo is USC Annenberg's take on NPR's Tiny Desk concerts. This is like a platform for USC students and adjunct students just to perform and play their music for an audience.
It was a time for a special event at McKinley Elementary School in Pasadena. Included were students from the Elliott Arts Magnet School that burned down in January's Eaton Fire. It's all part of an initiative called Move Your Body, Speak Your Mind. It was led by the governor's wife, Jennifer Cybel Newsom. The Move Your Body, Calm Your Mind campaign includes the 25 by 25 challenge. This initiative aims to train 25,000 coaches across California in positive youth coaching by the end of 2025, improving students' bodies and minds. The Move Your Body, Calm Your Mind initiative aims to provide guidance and resources on physical activity, promoting mental well-being for California children of all ages. The program also seeks to increase awareness about the benefits of movement, sport, nutrition, and overall mental wellness.
Sometimes when people think of mindfulness, they think very much kind of dissected from the neck up, right? We think about our thoughts and my thinking. But mindfulness is about presence. It's about living in the body. It's not really living in the head. So if you notice you're kind of lost in thought, mindfulness would kind of drop you into the body. Can I feel my feet on the ground? Am I aware of the sensations and the emotions that are present in my body at any given time? And so that connection between the mind and body is essential to mindfulness.
If you'd like to be a youth coach and take part in the 25 by 25 challenge, you can visit moveyourbodycalmyourmind.org to register for a free virtual training session. The next session is scheduled for May 20th.
Members of the Trojan Filmmakers Club have been producing several movies this year. Tonight, they premiered their efforts at the Cinematic Arts School Theater. The 3 films cover a variety of topics: Clockwork Universe, Dine Tonight, and Stitched, featuring themes of fantasy, comedy, horror, and sitcom.
This is our annual end-of-year premiere for our 3 films that we produce. Every year we produce either 2 or 3 films. This year is actually our first animated project. We're showcasing 3 films. We're doing Clockwork Universe, which is our first animated film. It's about a girl who is mourning the loss of her dancing partner and discovers a magical world where she's able to be transported into dancing with her again. Our project, Dine Tonight, is basically about like a high schooler working at a pizza shop, and it's his first closing shift where everything goes wrong.
After tonight, the 3 films will be entered into film festivals. Next year, they'll start the production process all over again.
Tonight, grads have a lot going on between studying for finals, applying to jobs, and thinking about life after USC. And Annenberg Media's Amelia Paz is live in Han Palazzo with more on graduating seniors.
Thanks, Clarissa. I'm outside of Tommy Trojan, which has become the site of many college grad photo shoots. And not only is this time of year filled with capturing memories, but it's also filled with a sense of nostalgia as we look back on our last 4 years here. I spoke with fellow seniors to find out what their advice would be to their freshman year selves.
Freshman year, I wish I just kind of threw myself at something and then see how it went from there, instead of worrying about I'm not good enough, or whatever insecurities you have. It's fine. You're a freshman, you have time, just do it.
So I'd suggest that if you feel something is right, just even by a little bit, you should go all in on it and focus on it, at least for a semester.
So I think that I would tell myself to not worry about my grades so much. I think that it's going to be okay. You'll figure it out. Everything works out in the end.
I just really try to meet as many people as possible. I think meeting those people, maybe who I'm not super close with, that's been the most valuable part of college and something I really haven't had before.
To not take everything so seriously. Nothing is ever that serious. I feel like us pre-meds are always so in our heads about grades and clubs and things like that to join, and it's never that serious.
Dylan was kind enough to join me on campus as I need all the emotional support I can get, because this is my last show with Annenberg Media. Dylan, I know you're here for another semester. Tell me, what are you looking forward to?
I think the one thing I'm looking forward to the most is really just exploring LA more. I mean, this city is so huge.
Definitely.
The second biggest market right behind New York, and there's just so much of the city I haven't explored yet. But I know you're obviously graduating. What are you going to miss the most about USC?
I'm going to miss moments like these where I can do campus journalism with fabulous reporters like Dylan over
Likewise.
here. No, thank you so much. And this is a great note to end my last show with Annenberg Media. For Annenberg Media, of course, I'm Amelia Paz.
And I'm Dylan Luden, and guys, back to you in the studio.
Well, thanks so much, guys. Before we wrap up our last Thursday show, we wanted to give a few thank yous. First off, we wanted to shout out all of our faculty for their constant support. Huge shout out to Stacy, Barbara, Tom, Bobby, Chris, Graham, and other Chris.
We also want to thank all of our incredible control room members and director Eric A. and assistant director Sebastian Soto, Thomas Johnson. Also, huge shout out to all of our MJs, package reporters, and volunteers.
And finally, thank you to our incredible producers, Jeanette, Aiden, and Nick. We're also incredibly grateful for our amazing EP Curran and EP Shadow Valeria. Thank you for always bringing in the fun to Team Thursday. And of course, thank you to all of our hardworking seniors who have been truly the heart of this show. Well, thank you for watching See It Live. From everyone here at Annenberg Media, for the last time, I'm Vincent Monti.
And I'm Clarissa Cuenca. For more coverage, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time. Good night.